Hey everyone, it's Gary here again from Eye Opener Society. Thank you again for tuning in and hitting play, download. And again, I got to thank you guys, the audience, for making this so special. I know you've been struggling, waiting to hear some more of the full length episodes. And like I said, I'm still in the process of moving. And if you were to see, if I was to turn this camera around, the mess that's in front of me right now, it is really taking my anxiety levels, to a whole nother place. But in hindsight, though, I'm going to get a studio back, and once that happens, I can just record whenever I want without having to set up all the equipment and everything, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys some more great episodes. Lizzie's been away on a little trip. It's been hard to get in touch with her because I'm still thinking of trying to get at least one more full-length episode before the move actually happens. But in the meantime, I have a wonderful person here with me, Sierra Earth 26 from TikTok. And I know you met her last time, and I'm amazed with her because we really kind of connect. I think we're on that same frequency. So, Sierra, how have you been doing?
I've been doing really well, Gary. I'm just hanging out at the house right now with my dog, and I had a pretty chill weekend. Did a solo hike on Saturday and really just hung out with myself last night and yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah, and that's great because the solo hike, and you did a TikTok episode on that, and it really hit home because I do a lot of hiking, I do a lot of exploration myself, and you hit on something really well. You actually had 2 points: hiking alone and being with yourself for that inner peace, and then people being so frightened of hiking alone. And this hit home. I enjoyed listening to that. So I wanted to touch on that with you a little bit more. Um, so hiking alone brings you that true essence of peace, does it not?
No, it really does. I don't know if you heard about the East Coast like serial killer or whatever that we had going around, but there was a lot of talk about that and I personally thought it didn't really exist. I thought it was just like something they put on the news, but with all the crime documentaries and all the stuff that's on the news, I feel like it makes people scared to like go out and discover who they are and hike and be alone. And it creates a lot of codependency on people in their lives. And they're not really able to just sit with themselves or be alone, which is a vital part of discovering who we are as people.
Yes. And, I know it's all by design. For some reason, they do not want us outdoors. They do not want us breathing the fresh air. They do not want anything that's going to be healthy to us. So there's a lot of fear mongering that goes on. And I recognize this during the whole pandemic, the 2020 nonsense. Anything that got you outside into fresh, clean air was forbidden. And it's still going on today. Oh, you're going to get robbed. You're going to get, murdered. The chances of it actually happening is actually pretty small, and especially in the outdoors. And not to say it will not happen, but the chances are so, so low. And if you are just very mindful of your surroundings, you're not going to have anything really happen to you.
I agree. I think it really comes to a matter of like safeties when you're committed to doing a 14er alone. That might be a little, unless you have the right stuff. It just depends on the length and experience that you have too. Cause if you're not really an experienced hiker and you try to do like a 6 mile hike alone with barely any water, I mean, there's factors that play into it. But a 2 mile hike in the woods, 20 minutes from your house is completely fine. Like nothing, there's like a very, very, very slim chance that anything will happen to you, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, it's very slim. And yes, we are talking like those quicker hikes right close to home because many people don't even realize all of the nature, the trails that are probably right in their own backyards. And we just fail to see them because all we want to concentrate on is getting in a car and driving on the roads, dealing with traffic, dealing with people. But there's so many little tucked away places that we're just so unaware of that are so close that we don't have to get a backpack, for a 30-day, hike or something, or, to live off the land for, some time. We can enjoy nature right in our own backyards, and it's entirely safe. I mean, know your environment too, as well. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, if you know where you're going is unsafe because there's people hanging out, whatever. That's a different story. But yeah, we need to find that solitude, that peace alone that we don't really get all the time because we're stuck at work, dealing with other people. We need that escape.
Well, absolutely. I agree. And I've never really been scared of hiking alone. Like, I never really have. There have been times where I've been in the woods and it got dark and I was like, "Oh, this is kinda scary," but I like being alone. Prefer it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I've been in the woods in the dark myself. And there were a couple times when I did, kind of wander off the path and I found myself lost. And I think the only fear you really have is, okay, how long before I find my way back? How much, survival do I really need? That's the only things you really need to fear. I don't want to throw this out here just because, but I'm also a big supporter of the Second Amendment. And I think everybody should be armed. And it's not just for people, it's in the wild, there's always a chance of an animal too, you know? Even the small, cute little furry ones, once they're rabid, it becomes a whole game changer because you do need some sort of protection. But those are the only things you really need to fear. But this absolute fear of walking outside the house just to enjoy a moment of solitude, you really hit it. And, that nail right on the head. And I really enjoyed listening to that.
Societal agoraphobia.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. Yeah, we are. We wanna close the doors, shut all the windows, just shut the whole outside world off because of fear, because what we then do is then trap ourselves in this solitude where all we have is social media, television, and those are the things that are feeding the fear within your head, and it does. It starts to build up to the point where you fear opening up that door, opening up that window because the outside world now is a scary place when it really isn't. It's actually a beautiful place and you can really enjoy it. So, Sierra, your hikes, I mean, they're local too. You got obviously a walking path close by to you, right?
Mhm.
And those walks that you have, it's a form of meditation, is it not?
It is. It is
Yeah.
because 'cause you're very present because you're alone. So you're just kind of focused on what you're doing, how you're feeling, and where you're going. You're not
Mhm.
worried about what this person is saying or you know what I mean. You're not
I-
worried
yeah,
about someone entertaining someone else. It's just you and the trail, basically.
right. It's fine. I enjoy hikes with other people as long as we're all in the same, mindset, but at the same time, yeah, you still can't get that 100% solitude that you really want when you are trying to entertain somebody else. So you had also, had another little discussion on sleep, and sleep relates all to this because if you are gonna go out on a hike, any kind of hike. And me, myself, a lot of my hikes, once I reach a destination, I do lay down on the earth. It's grounding. And I wind up taking a nap. I've never had a problem. I've never had an issue with that. There were times I did fall asleep. And then when I had woken up, I had seen the vultures circling around over my head. So that's probably the only thing that I ever really, had difficulty with. But our bodies need sleep. And I think we're all on cycles. And when we're at work doing an 8-hour shift, a 10-hour shift, 14-hour shift, when do we get to sleep? When do we get to relax? And I know this affects you, and I could tell that, because I even just trying to schedule today to do this recording, it was a matter of, hey, I didn't get a good night's sleep.
Mhm. My
So,
sleep schedule is kinda weird, like, some nights I'll sleep 8 hours, some nights I'll sleep 5 and then take 2 naps, but if I'm tired, I just go to bed. I'm not fighting my body, and that's a big thing. We would like to fight our bodies and do things because we feel like we have to. No, we don't. If we're
Mhm.
tired, we can just take a nap. Unless you have something you have to go to or whatever, but if I'm tired when I get out of work, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yes, I do the same thing. I've actually set it up now. As soon as I get home from work, first thing I need to do is take that nap. We do need to recharge our bodies because sitting at work all day and doing all the mundane tasks that, our bodies really weren't designed to do, it takes so much out of us. And in order to enjoy any thing that we do outside of work, we need to have our full attention, not just mind, but our bodies too as well. And we cannot achieve that without the rest. And I was learning that our bodies work in cycles, kind of like 90-minute cycles, 90 minutes of sleep, 90 minutes of awake, 90 minutes sleep, 90 minutes of awake. And of course, like I was telling you, we as human beings, we fucked it all up because we want to put all of these obstacles in our path, working and, responsibilities and a lot of things that we as human beings never really were presented with before. It's just this here, we have to work for a living now. And that takes all the energy out of us because we weren't meant for that. We were meant to do tasks, but we were meant to do them in shorter bursts and then getting proper amount of sleep, which then also falls into proper diet too, as well. Your diet, you're a hipster, right? So obviously you have to have a diet that's, for that, right?
Yes. Yes. So I'm not saying I never eat fast food, but very rarely as like a treat. And I stick to the same basically the same meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just breakfast and dinner or whatever. I don't really eat snacks or junk food unless it's a treat. I don't keep chips in the house. I don't keep like cookies or anything like that. There's this raspberry Danish thing that I get from Aldi's when I go, and it's like the best thing ever, and it's gone in like 2 days, but after that I don't get anything else because
Right.
what you put into your body is vital to your energy, how you perceive your reality, and your health. Everything your diet is contributing to.
Exactly. What you put in is what you get out. And if you're putting that artificial processed crap in, well, you're going to have a very artificial
Like deli
life.
meat
Yeah.
deli meat, none of that. I don't have, like, ham or turkey or anything like that in the house. I just
Mhm.
eat eggs and salmon. I don't really do red meat anymore, ever.
Mhm.
No processed stuff like that. Yeah, the deli meat stuff grosses me out a lot now. I
Right.
used to be able to just eat bologna out of the package, but now I'm just like, I've seen too many documentaries on it now. It's, like, so gross.
Yeah.
So gross.
It is. And not only that, but even if you didn't see the documentaries, well, your body starts to reject it after a while, regardless of how
Yeah.
good it is. Because I've gone through those cycles too myself, especially with chocolate and all. And it completely threw me, my blood sugar levels completely off. And I'm considered a diabetic, even though I don't believe it. But I shut it out. I took away all the sugars from my life, and now if I do have anything, even as a treat, if it's sugar related, my body gets physically ill. It completely rejects it. So rejecting the deli meats, the highly processed food, same thing. Even if you knew nothing about what goes in them, your body knows that it doesn't belong in your body, and it does start to reject it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. I've actually taken on a whole diet of strict red meats, and it's so far been the only thing that has really enhanced me, like as far as physically and mentally and clarity. But a lot of that also has to do with the fact that I did cut out a lot of sugars too, as well. So I think if I ate, even just salmons or chickens and stayed away from the red meat, I'd still be healthy as long as I don't go back to those sugars.
Mm.
So, yeah, I wanted to have this conversation with you because it brings a lot of meaning to us as human beings, especially people that are connected, the collective, hiking, the way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we treat our bodies. It's all part of the metaphysical process. It's all part of that self-healing journey. How often do you do these walks?
Um, it depends. I wouldn't say frequently, but if I have a weekend day free and I don't have plans with anyone, which is kinda rare, I'm going for a hike. But if I didn't do boxing, obviously it'd be more because I like to be really physically active. So maybe twice or 3 times a month?
All right.
I wish I could go more, I just it's
Mhm.
filled with work, boxing, and,
Mhm.
everything else, but I just like to be active in general.
Right. And I have the same issues too. It's like even with exploring, my biggest thing right now, if I there's a few places I like to go to as far as my exploration, the hikes, but it's a short car drive, and that short car drive is the one thing that just completely turns me off from doing any of these things anymore. I despise driving so much now that it actually does affect me from doing the things I really enjoy. That being said, I do go out occasionally though. I think I'm probably about the same couple times a month. I like to go out, hit the trails, explore, take it all in, but I like to do it when my body feels like it's needs it. So rather than doing it all the time when feel like I just got to break away and I need to recharge, that's when I go out. That's when
'Cause
I
you
go.
can overdo it too, you
You
know?
certainly can. You can do things to boredom, even no
Yep.
matter how much you enjoy it, if you're doing it every single day and you're seeing the exact same thing every single day, yeah, you get bored of it and you can overdo it.
You said you lived in Pennsylvania?
I'm in Pennsylvania, yes.
They have really nice hiking trails, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
very, foresty. It's
Yeah.
not, like, city-like in Pennsylvania. I drove through it a few times when I was going to Colorado, and it didn't seem city-like. It seemed very, like, evergreen and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of rural areas, even like where I'm in, but most of it is very forest. There's a lot of state forests, there's a lot of county parks. So there's always greenery somewhere that I can go to.
Is there a national park in Pennsylvania?
I don't believe that there is off the top of my head. I don't believe any national parks,
Yeah.
but it's all state
It's a
forest.
pretty state, though. It's
It
a pretty
is.
state.
Yeah, there is a lot of green. I can literally disappear for a few days if I wanted to. Oh, it is that good where yeah, you can go into, even locally, even like no more than 10, 15 minutes away, I can hit a forest area or even a county park that's big enough where you can literally just go overnight and kind of get lost for a few days if you
That's
wanted.
how I feel about Connecticut too, like, there's a lot of hiking trails and waterfalls, hole in the wall trails that are just around. I lived in Massachusetts for a really long time, and there was not much unless you were in the Berkshires,
Mhm.
all the way out west, the western side of the state.
Yeah.
Because where I lived, it was, like, an hour from Boston, so it was all just, like, noise.
Mhm.
It was all noise. There was hiking trails, but there was one mountain in, like, a 50-mile radius that people hiked, and it was small, and I literally did it, like, 25 times because I lived there, so it
Mhm.
got old. Not a lot of waterfalls, I guess there was hiking trails, yes, but it just I like Connecticut a little bit better,
Mhm.
that's just my opinion because it has the beach and you get the hiking trails.
Gotcha. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I remember 'cause I was in the Bronx, New York. That's where I was born. Spent a lot of my life there, and yeah, same thing. It's like you can find beaches, you can find hiking trails. It doesn't, and I think that's
good
what
food too.
this is
Great
the
food
best food
around.
ever. Yeah, I haven't had good food since I left, to be quite honest. But yeah, people don't realize it. Even if you are in these cities, these major metropolises, people don't understand that again, if you just zoom out on your Google map a little bit, you're going to find greenery. You're going to find a place where you can spend some time alone with yourself, your soul, and actually enjoy something. And that's why
Mhm.
your little piece there on TikTok really got me thinking about it. And it's something now that I'm excited about. So now I know once I get over the absolute hatred of driving to the location, I'm going to go out there and start exploring again too.
I
And I,
have to make sure I leave at times where it's not super busy because 'cause that'll kill the whole vibe.
oh
It'll
yeah.
kill the whole vibe. It's gone.
Hmm. One spot I like to go to has been discovered, and it's the parking area fits maybe only 6 cars, and I never had a problem every time I went there. Yeah, as long as you're not, like, on a weekend or a holiday, something. But
Yeah.
now, even on the off days, people found it, and people coming from other states, like Maryland, coming into Pennsylvania just to walk their dogs, they come and they take up all the parking, they destroy the whole trail, and it destroys, like you said, that entire vibe. No one's there to enjoy the absolute serenity of it. They're just there to, hey, I just found this place and I'm going to walk my dog here and I'm going to take up all the parking and they don't know how to park. And I can go into the whole thing with this. I don't want to be negative, but I like the fact that I have something that's local that means something to me. And again, it's just a car. I can't get there by walking. I mean, I could, but it'll take forever. And since I have to take the car there and it's got to be parked, there's no other parking. And if you get there and it's taken up and you got to sit waiting for parking, it does. It ruins the whole entire vibe. So I get that. And that's why I like being alone because once those trails are loaded with other people, even though they're not with you, you're still taking all of that energy.
There's a happy medium, Gary, where I rather there be some people on the trail with me just so I know I'm not completely if I did what if I had a heart like, anything could happen, right?
Right.
So there's a happy medium of, like, I don't wanna be on the trail when everybody and their mother is on it. That ruins it for me. I'll just turn around and go back, like, I'm not dealing with that. And then if it's too dead and there's no one around at all, I get a little creeped out. So there's a happy medium, I guess, to
Mhm.
where having people, but not having too many people, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
It
Me
sure does.
personally, I don't mind walking a trail that's completely alone, but if I'm going for a long hike, you just wanna at least be a little bit safe,
Right.
you know? You don't wanna
Right.
hike 3 miles in the woods with not another person in sight. That's you don't have enough water. I guess if you're prepared, yeah, but there's a happy medium, I think, with the amount of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, we always gotta find our medium, what it is we're comfortable with, because that's the only reason why we're gonna do something. We have to be happy with it, and we have to be comfortable with it. I'm the type where I look forward to going into a woods, getting lost, and not being found. I find peace with that. I enjoy thinking, "Oh, wow, I'm gonna have to now really play survivalist and, get through it." It doesn't scare me, it doesn't frighten me. I could care less if the nearest person was 50 miles away. That's me, and yet everybody has their own way of doing it. So, yeah, find that happy medium, but the message here is get out, eat right, get good rest, and then go out and get that exercise. Find that inner peace. Find what, you know, that magic when it comes to meditation, that solo effort for yourself. While you can take people with you, sometimes it's best just to be alone and by yourself. This way, you can experience the things that are going on in your mind correctly. Sierra, I want to thank you very much for, taking this time with me and recording this here little episode. I'm hoping to have you back some more. It's like I said,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
enjoy being here and talking to you.
I enjoy it too, and I enjoy your TikTok. You got every now and then, man, you just hit something that just vibes
I
with
like
me.
getting on there and making points while also making people laugh. I
Yeah.
find the content creating to be fun, and I
Mhm.
think that's why I'm pretty good at it. I don't see it as like, "Oh, I'm trying to get followers," like, it's not about that. It's like,
Mm,
I'm trying to just make people laugh, I'm having fun, and if I do blow up, whatever, that's cool, but it's really just about spreading my message and making people laugh. It's not about, like, being famous or whatever.
exactly, and I appreciate it, though, I really do. I appreciate your content, and if you're looking for Sierra, it's Sierra Earth 26
That's
on.
me.
Yep, that's her. Sierra Earth 26 on TikTok. Follow her, enjoy her content, and look for when, next time we have you on. Uh, like I said, right now I'm in this really weird transition phase, and I just can't wait till the new studio is up and I could start doing all sorts of wild stuff. But I just like to, get something out there for everyone so I'm still here. And if I could bring somebody new like Sierra on, I enjoy that too as well. So again, Sierra, thank you very much for joining me on this. And everybody, we'll see you again on whatever the next episode I have out for you. Take care.